Hi, Stacy here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to go over 3 steps to surrendering. Now, this can look different for everybody. I'll go ahead and use my story. But step number 1 is the realization that you are in a density that you do not want to be in anymore. There's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of maybe depression, irritability, the feeling of not fitting in. Desperation was my state of being. I was very desperate for answers. I was struggling the just to do day-to-day tasks, just to do day-to-day things. I just felt like this is not what life's about. This can't be. This can't be what life's about. It can't just get harder and harder from here. That's ridiculous. I was 36 at the time. And no matter what I did, I just felt like I was pushing up against. There was the opposite of easy, opposite of ease. It was just resistance. I felt like I really couldn't associate myself with anyone with ease. And it was a lot to do with people and even myself. I was shameful. I was guilty. I didn't feel like I was living in my utmost integrity and authenticity. And that's when I realized that this something has to change. So step 1 is definitely the realization that there has to be something better than this. There has to be more to life than this existence. Step 2 is the acknowledgement that there is a higher power. There is a God, there is source, and there's the universe. So step 2 is definitely saying, hey God, you there? A lot of us, I grew up in a Christian household. My mom grew up very Catholic, so reading horoscopes, doing tarot readings, things like that were forbidden. There was a lot of stigma attached to things like that. But I thought of myself as being spiritual, so I was always spiritually curious. I was always wondering, what did this mystical experience represent? What did this represent? Why do I have sleep paralysis? Why do I feel the presence of other beings and things like that as a child? And so those things were really difficult to work through because it's like I know there's a God, and then the very existence that I see isn't acknowledged by the people around me. It's like there wasn't enough wisdom, there wasn't enough information to be shared with me. So I was always spiritually curious, but I didn't have an outlet. I would never consider myself religious, even though I grew up in a religious household. It didn't feel right to me. And I believed I had a relationship with God at a very, very early age. And even my mom would say, as a kid, I would ask you who you were talking to, and you would say, God, So I was meditating and having some sort of communication with spirit at a very young age. But then, of course, we go through our teenage years and early adulthood where we really start to question everything more. We do as a kid, but then for some reason, we become more confused in our teenage years, early adulthood, and through relationships and through familial and societal norms, it becomes even more confusing because we'll see this church seems great on paper, but then you go in and then it's like this the feeling was just it didn't resonate. There was for me anyway. I tried different churches and they didn't resonate with me. And anyway, so there comes a time where you get down on your knees and you're just like, God, the come to Jesus moment, like, are you there? So no matter what your beliefs are, when you're in that amount of desperation and frustration, you get brought to your knees, so to speak. I'm not sure if I physically did that or not, but I was ugly crying. I know that for sure. And so just acknowledging that there is a divine creator, there is a higher power, that the acknowledgement that there's spirit, there's a divine presence that's there. So that's step number 2. And step number 3 is asking for help. That solidifies surrendering. Just, God, I need your help. I need your help. I don't know what to do anymore. I throw my hands up. I've tried everything that I felt was right, and it got me here. And I don't think that this is right. So asking for help is where the magic really starts to happen. I felt down to my core when I did this, when I just said, just please help me. Please help me. And it almost felt like it centered me right away. Like I knew to listen to my intuition from that point on. I just knew, okay, like I'm giving up all controls. All rules are out the window. All the rules are out the window. Everything I ever learned that was right is out the window. I'm going with my gut. I'm going with my instinct, and I'm following wherever my heart is telling me to go. And at that moment, I wish I could find my diary from this day, because I was trying to describe it, and I do have a couple of images that come into my mind. There was, of course, the energy. The energy felt like I was a football player who just made a touchdown, and then there's like all of the audience and fans just cheering me on. And it's crazy, of course, because, that's physically not happening, but the energy was there to the point where just tears of gratitude and joy just came down. And because along with the energy, there was like that feeling of everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. We got you. We got you. We got you. And of course, back then I didn't know exactly what that was, and, or how to explain it to anybody, but it was sacred to me. So it's like, who cares? What was great is it was the feeling of the universe has your back. We got this. We got this. And so the other image that came to mind was that of like a flash mob, like everyone dancing or marching in unison. And that was the energy I felt like pulsating through me. Like it was like multiple consciousnesses, like being there. And then, of course, I was just going through, a crazy depression and substance abuse issues, and I was desperate, and I was not well versed in the spiritual community at all, and so to describe it was impossible. And so I'm glad I took my diaries. Of course, I don't know where they are now, but I do remember recording them and saying that it just you can't help but cry, but it's not tears of desperation anymore. It's tears of everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. It felt like I was being saved, like I was being, it sounds so cheesy, but it's true. It sounds cheesy, but it's true. It felt like, okay, I really do have the support of the universe. And so part of step 3 in asking for help, and this is something that takes a long time. It takes a long time to get it down to the point where it's constant, is the communication. Asking for messages and then receiving messages. Asking for messages, receiving messages. When's a good time to ask for a message or communicate? The universe is always, always, always trying to communicate with us. It's just about our level of awareness. And so that's why it's important to meditate. That's why it's important to detox. That's why it's important to keep our vessel clear, because if we look at ourselves as a vessel or antenna, we are always receiving information if we allow it. So this has been a skill that I've been fine-tuning through the years, and I've gotten better and better and better at it. And quite frankly, this video is something that I was asked to do. It's not something, believe me, I'm dragging my feet doing this, but these are messages that I feel compelled to deliver, and they're divinely guided for sure. And so there's so many different ways, and I'll go into that in greater detail in another video. But step 3 is definitely asking for help and learning how to listen. And so, following your intuition is number 1. Your intuition and your heart, just knowing which direction to go. And so my mantra then was born. It was just do the right thing, and the right thing will follow. Just do your best and good things will follow. Just do your best and good things will follow. And I would say this every morning, just do your best and good things will follow. And believe it or not, I became a manifesting machine, and then months later stumbled upon the law of attraction. And so that's where I was like, holy crap, this is a gold mine, especially because there's no guilt attached to it. It's like, this is the laws of the universe, and now it's like getting keys to the universe. Like, what? You mean I can actually, I can do this? Like I can manifest what I want? That was the most empowering, wonderful feeling in the world. And so all of this happened all through surrendering. You know, it's just admitting I don't have all the answers. I don't know what to do. Help me. That's all it is. And so the level of surrender could be different from person to person. For me, I was in a really, really dark place, really dark, and I wanted out. I felt like I was in the pits of hell, and I was just like, what do I have to do? And the magic words was, you know, God, spirit, universe, will you help me? You know, and just like a wave of energy came about, and it was an embrace, you know, again, kind of cheesy, but it's true. It's true. And it comes back whenever you ask for it. And what's great now is because I try to lead a life that is, you know, do your best and the best will follow, you know, living in integrity, allowing myself to be divinely guided. Life just from there on out just became easy. It just became graceful. It was, and still is, you know, I'm coming on 2 years soon. I'm at like 22 months right now since I've surrendered. And yes, it's had its challenges, but knowing the universe has my back and knowing how to ask for help and how to listen for that help, it's miraculous. It's wonderful. And so anyway, I highly recommend it. Definitely try to surrender when you can. Especially if you're to the point of desperation, you know, try to surrender before that. Try. That's what my channel will be here for, is to help navigate through, you know, connecting with spirit, connecting with yourself, connecting with your inner child. All of that sounds, you know, the old Stacey would have been like, oh, how cheesy, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm celebrating it now. And you know, before I wanted to shout it from the rooftops, I was just like, this is insane. This is so cool. This journey has been so colorful, so delicious, so wonderful. And I've been dying to shout it from the rooftops, but I wasn't quite sure how to articulate it just yet. Excuse me. And that will be something I'll work on, you know, so bear with me. But anyway, I feel like I'm finally ready because I've sustained my happiness for so long. I know it's because of the path I chose, and I chose it by surrendering and just allowing the divine to help me forge my new way. So anyway, best of luck to you, and please drop a comment below about your story, or if you have any questions, please let me know. And like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos to be alerted when they come out. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.